Welcome back to AEC Today Reports July. I can hardly believe that we are at the end of the month of July. And just a month ago, we were here for our camp meeting experience, which happened June the 26th through July 5th. And I know that we've been sprinkling a little bit of what happened during our camp meeting over the last few weeks. But tonight we want to do kind of a big overview of everything that happened at camp meeting. And even when I say everything, it's impossible to cover everything. But we want to take a little trip down memory lane as we revisit the happenings of camp meeting 2026, which, as you know, was AEC Thrive. Now, before any camper stepped foot on these grounds, we have to give a special shout out to our camp pitch crew because they were here making sure the grounds were prepared for your arrival. They were clearing out spaces and helping erect tents and putting up stakes and roping certain areas. And so we want to give a special shout out to our camp pitch crew led by our camp superintendent, Dr. Marcus Harris. Thank you, team, for all you did to prepare for camp meeting 2026.
Camp pitch 2026, baby! We out here!
Once again, shout out to our camp pitch crew. And of course, we know that their work did not stop once camp meeting started. They were working all through the 10-day experience. So thank you so much. Thank you. Now, the first weekend of camp meeting was very much Pathfinder heavy. It was so great to see all of the tents coming on the grounds and the Pathfinders. We had hundreds of Pathfinders coming from all over our territory for camping. They were doing all kinds of activities. Of course, we saw the drum corps competition and even the parade that we'll talk about a little later. But it was just great to see our Pathfinders here and being engaged in various activities. It really set the tone for camp meeting getting started. And then, of course, we transitioned to Friday evening, which was our first official worship service. And that was our special education night. And that was awesome. We were able to hear the Trinity Temple Choir. They did a phenomenal job. And that night, we not only had one speaker, but two. First, we heard from 5-year-old Josiah Lee Edmonds, who gave a powerful message. It was great to hear such a little mind be able to recite such a big word for us that evening. And then later we heard from Dr. Noah Washington, who was the speaker for that evening. A great program overall, showcasing the great things that our schools are doing. All right, and then on our first Sabbath of camp meeting, we were fortunate to have under the pavilion Speaker Director of Breath of Life Ministries, as well as the Oakwood University Church Pastor, Deblier Snell. He had a powerful word that he shared under the pavilion. Great message. And then in our teen tent, we had Dr. Jamal Franklin, who is the youth director for Allegheny West Conference. He was giving a very animated message that our Pathfinders were engaged, other teens were engaged in. It was great to see that service. But then in the young adult tent, we had Pastor Melvin Warfield, who was down there giving another awesome message. So we had so many great messages happening on our grounds, as well as in our African tent. We had Pastor Nudibisi Wade, who was giving a message on the first Sabbath as well. So anywhere you went on these grounds, you were going to hear a mighty word. Following our messages on Sabbath, we had some activities that happened. We had our singles luncheon. That was great. Our singles met in our headquarters upstairs, and Pastor Amanda Hawley was the speaker. She gave a great message. There were a lot of activities and mingling that happened with the singles, so that was a great time of fellowship. In addition to that, we also had our Pathfinder Parade. That's always a highlight here during AEC camp meeting, watching our Pathfinders march, Pathfinders and adventurers. Let's not leave out our adventurers marching through the grounds and, the salutes. We love the salutes. So it was great to see them engaged around the campground. Also, that evening, we can't have camp meeting without a few concerts, right? So we had back-to-back concerts underneath the young adult tent. We had Melvin Crispell. You may remember him from Sunday's Best competition. He was down there, and I remember when the power went out, but people kept singing, and it came back on. It was a great time of fellowship. The whole tent became like a mass choir. It was absolutely amazing. And we also had musical guest Cheryl Stone, who not only ministered to us during the Divine Worship service in the pavilion, but also during the evening concert with Sean Tillery and Changed. And equally as powerful concert. Hearing those vocal blends, I mean, it was just amazing to see how people use that gift of music. And so we were very fortunate to have some great music that first Sabbath of camp meeting. And then it was Sunday. We moved on to Sunday, where it's always a busy time here on the grounds. The first thing we had was our women's brunch. Women's brunch was packed. I mean, you couldn't get one more person in there, but that was amazing because it was great to have the women eat together, share together, and have a powerful word from Dr. Peggy Trusty. It's always great when the women's ministries come together. And this was Dr. Marlena's first women's brunch as the women's ministry leader, so that was a great time as well. In addition to that, we also had a special community service program where they honored some of our community service leaders who have dedicated so much of their time to serving others in their community. So it was great to do that. We were also able to honor our very own community service director, Dr. Robert Smith, during that time. So that was awesome. And also, I was very happy about the fact that the Upset Podcast that evening was able to do the show live under the pavilion with a live audience and have some interaction there. So that was a great way to kind of wrap up that first weekend of camp meeting. All right, guys, there's so much more to share because we're just at the first weekend, but we'll do that when we come back.
Hey, are y'all going to a women's ministry retreat in October?
Nah, probably not.
Well, I was thinking about it.
See, my thing is I heard it's only for adult women.
Myth? The Women's Ministries Retreat is for women of all ages, including our young girls 10 to age 17, because we believe that empowerment should start early as it continues throughout all of life.
Well, I heard it was too expensive.
Myth! We have made this retreat the most affordable with monthly payment plans so that you can invest in yourself and your future.
Well, I heard that nothing much was included.
Myth! What's included is all of the meals, an indoor water park for your entertainment, lots of music, fun activities, workshops, great speakers, great meet and greet times for you to be with friends and meet new friends, vendors who will sell you things, and to kick it off, a black and white gala with the singer Vicki Winans and an AEC talent show.
Well, I'm convinced. I gotta go.
Yeah.
How do I register?
To register, go to visitaec.org/women, click on register, and you are there. You don't want to miss this retreat. I'll see you there.
So,
See you at the Women's Ministries Retreat.
All right, so after the weekend, welcome back. We're here talking about camp meeting, as you all know. After that weekend, we kind of went into our full week of camp meeting, and that's where we start off with that early morning exercise. Campers were up at 6 a.m. stretching and walking and doing all kinds of exercise. We love to see it on these grounds. And following that exercise experience and those who were participating in the prayer garden, we went right into our first early morning service of the day happening at 7 a.m. and we had a phenomenal lineup of speakers each morning. Each had a word, each was right on time, and we want to shout out all of our AEC pastors who were part of that early morning speaker lineup. Thank you for the messages that you shared during that time. Also, that's also the kickoff of our seminar week. So we had various seminars coming from various departments within church ministries, ranging from anywhere to preparing for the future to, as you guys saw, self-defense. We had the whole gamut of seminars, and we want to make sure you know that if you were not here or if you were here and didn't attend some of the seminars, we do have a seminar playlist that we are compiling, and you can check that out on our website. Visit aec.org/media for that playlist. You can kind of go back and see some of the seminars that we had. Of course, it's not the complete lineup, but it's enough to give you a little taste of the types of seminars that were happening during the week. And we were excited because this is the first year that we introduced something called our health tent. This was the deliverance tent under the direction of our health ministries leader, Dr. Anthony Metley. He was able to realize his dream of having a tent where people could come and hear health seminars and do other things under the tent, whether it was self-defense to sign language. And so that was great to see the tent, and you saw the huge organs out there in the yard. So that was something new for camp meeting this year that we were happy to see as a nice addition to our seminar lineup. Now, of course, we had the early morning service, the seminars throughout the day, and then we had our evening speakers, the 7 p.m. speakers, also a phenomenal lineup, who had a mighty word to share with us each evening at 7 p.m. And we always want to shout out our praise team for camp meeting, because they are there at the morning service, they're there at the evening service, and that's just a nice combination of beautiful music and wonderful preaching that just really stirs the soul, if you know what I mean. Now, during the week, we did have a few special programs. As you guys may know, every Wednesday, we always have our 50 plus banquet, and we were able to have that in the Pine Forge Academy gym this year. They had fashion show, they had a raffle and other things going on there. So this program was emceed by Dr. Patrick Graham, who was there, as well as we want to give a shout out to the leader, Sister Barbara Stanislaus, for her leadership and her team in putting together such a wonderful event. 50 plus. We love you guys. Also, on Wednesday evening, we had our first ever ladies' night. And we had to make sure the men knew they were invited. That was just a program where it was all ladies who participated on the program that evening. And the speaker was Pastor Amanda Hawley that evening. So that's something that we're hoping will be an annual thing, where one night, all the ladies are the participants on the program. So we're really excited about that addition to our camp meeting experience. And then, of course, Thursday, we had our Friends and Family Fun Day. Now, things had to move a little differently because, as you guys may recall, the heat was here. The heat wave came. There was a heat advisory. And some of the things that we had planned, of course, we had to thwart just because we needed to go somewhere where we could stay cool and hydrated. So the youth department moved everything inside the gym. So to stay cool, we had watermelon, water ice. There were other treats there for people to be able to enjoy, keep that temperature down, and just have fellowship there in the gym area. So Friends and Family Fun Day looked a little different this year, but we still managed to have a good time fellowshipping with one another. And of course, Thursday evening, before the service started, that 7 p.m. service, there was our special anointing service where people had an opportunity to have prayer and receive the oil. And it's always such a special moment here on the ground. So if you've ever participated in it, you know what I'm talking about. So we were happy to have that anointing service on that Thursday evening as well. And then on Friday, of course, we know is our special ordination service. And also because of the heat, we transitioned that this year into the Pine Forge Academy gym. And we were really happy to see our 6 ordinands go through that special ceremony. And we're able to invite back our former ministerial director, Dr. Gene Donaldson, who was here to give a word. And he preached. I tell you, Dr. Donaldson, you preached that thing. It was great to hear a message from you, and also to see each person walk across the stage. This was also an opportunity to honor some of our pastors who are retiring. And so we said farewell to some of them who will be leaving us before the end of this year. And so we wish them well in addition. And of course, those who are no longer with us, who passed, who may have been part of our AEC family at some point. All right, guys, so that's what happened during the week. And that, as you guys know, this is a synopsis. There were so many other things that happened. We're just trying to give you an overview. But when we come back, we're going to look at what happened on our finale Sabbath of camp meeting.
Hello, family. I'm Trevor Kinlock, the president of the Allegheny East Conference, and I'm here with our superintendent of schools, Dr. John Alberty. Today, we are here to say a big thank you to all of you who have given to our All for One campaign for our schools. To date, we've raised over $140,000 toward our $1 million goal. To God be the glory. Without your gifts, this would not have been possible, and so we really appreciate and are grateful. But we're also coming to ask you to continue to give and to give again and to be faithful, because our children need this investment.
100% of your gifts will go towards worthy student scholarships for students with needs, support schools with critical resources, and fund facility upgrades and transportation. Because of you, another child will have the blessing of Christian education.
So we're asking you to commit today and make a difference for the next generation of leaders.
You can give by going to visitaec.org/all-for-one, or you can give by going to Adventist Giving and select All for One, or you can scan the following QR code and give directly to fund our students.
Thank you for your commitment and investment in the education of our children.
Because when it comes to securing the future, it's
All for one and one for all. God bless you.
God bless.
Welcome back to AEC Today Reports. We are doing a camp meeting review, rewind, looking at some of the things that happened during this year's camp meeting. And we're at our last and final Sabbath of camp meeting, which this year fell on the 4th of July. And it was a special date because the United States was celebrating 250 years of independence. And one of the things we did to kind of put a little bow in that celebration was our parade of nations under the pavilion that started off our worship service. And so we were able to feature 50 countries coming down the aisles, and they all represent constituents who are part of our membership here at Allegheny East Conference. We love celebrating our diversity, and we hope to continue to add countries each year. And that was a great start to our program. And then we transitioned into our worship service, and this Sabbath, the second Sabbath, our very own president, Dr. Trevor Kinloch, was the speaker there. Under the, well, at this point, you guys remember, we had transitioned to the gym, so the young adult tent is now the young adult gym, and the speaker there was Pastor Austin Humphreys, who delivered a mighty, mighty word. And following, since it's always the last Sabbath, we like to kind of culminate with allowing people who want to take that stand for baptism to do so. And so we were able to have a baptism with people coming not just from the pavilion, but also from the young adult tent who decided that they wanted to make that choice. So we are saluting all of those who went into the watery grave, and we are continuing to pray for them on their journey. So that was definitely a nice way to, you know, wrap up the worship experience on that second Sabbath. And then, of course, we love our concerts, right? So we had not just, well, we had in the young adult tent, we kind of had the back-to-back concerts again. This time, both of them were in our gym, and we had a phenomenal mass choir. So if people signed up to be part of this mass choir, they got the playlist, and the stage was full of different people coming together to sing some very common songs, choir songs, and that was a great experience to see this mass choir that our youth director, Dr. Ramon Griffith, put together. And they kind of introduced, or were like the precursor to a special group. This was Vincent Bohannon and SOV. And they were our musical guests for the first concert. And then we rolled right into our second concert, where we heard Tamara Bodie, who we had heard earlier in the Sabbath service under the pavilion. And also we heard Alina Bird Miles. Phenomenal music from everyone involved. It was just such a great way to wrap up an already awesome camp meeting experience. And so as I'm reviewing all the things that happened, it's like, wow, I can't believe that was just a few weeks ago, but it was, and such a rich experience. And I want to make sure you know that if you didn't get a chance to see any of those things, make sure you're going back and looking at the morning and evening services. All of those are on our YouTube channel. You can go back and watch those. As I mentioned to you before, we're going to have our seminar playlist for you also revisit. And then some of the other special reports that we did will allow you to come back and revisit camp meeting all year long, should you choose to do so. It's okay. Camp meeting lives in our hearts forever as far as we're concerned. So it was just an overall great camp meeting experience. We love our 10 days. We love being outside. And so God spared us that we didn't have any bad rain or anything like that. We're so used to always having really bad rain during camp meeting. But we did not have that, and we were able to manage the heat together. So God be praised for everything that happened during 2026 camp meeting. So when we come back, I'm just going to give you some announcement about some things you don't want to miss that's coming up for the rest of the year here at Allegheny East Conference.
As you can see, we are at the Allen Horowitz Six-Man Center at 4250 Wissahickon Avenue. Come join us on August the 8th and August the 9th, 7 a.m. sharp, Saturday and Sunday. You don't want to miss it. This is an opportunity for you to come and join this community health clinic offering dental care and eye care and all these medical screenings and preventive health resources. Need additional support? We'll also have community resources, including the spin and go laundry and mobile shower. No appointment needed, no insurance required. Doors open again at 7 a.m. Don't miss this incredible opportunity to share with your family and friends, neighbors, anyone who can benefit. I want to see you here.
Welcome back, and before we go, we want to tell you about some exciting things happening. So of course, you may know that this weekend we are having our men's retreat happening on our grounds. So we welcome you men here to Allegheny East. We're looking forward to you all having a great time. But also later this year, you may have seen some of the advertisement. Our women's retreat is coming up. Again, you want to make sure you are signed up for that if you haven't already. You may have missed the early bird, but there's still time to sign up, and we want to make sure you're doing that. Go to the website, visit aec.org/women. Sign up you, your friends, and anyone else you know that could benefit from this experience. Also, we want to make sure you're aware that our Conscious and Justice Council Convention, CJC as we call it, is happening in our territory. It's happening in the Philadelphia area. And we want to make sure that AEC shows up. It's in our yard, you guys, so we have to be there. If you are interested in being a part of that, please go to the website, and that website is cjcouncil.org, and sign up now. Always great conversations about social justice and some of the things that we need to know that are happening right now in our country and how we can get involved. Also, we want to make sure you are aware about our youth congress. As you guys know, it was supposed to be in January. If you've already registered, you're good to go, but maybe something has changed and you want to go now and you didn't go before, you still have time to register. So make sure you check that out on our youth page, aecyouth.org. In addition, happening kind of in conjunction to that is our marriage retreat, Built to Last marriage retreat. That's right. So the kids can go over there and you and your spouse can go to the marriage retreat happening at the same time. So you can also go to our website, visit aec.org/relationshipmen, and that's MIN, so that you can sign up for that as well. So we have some things going on, guys. So we hope that you are paying attention. If you're not already signed up for our newsletter, please do that. You can go to our website, visit aec.org/news, and sign up for that. And if you're not following us on our social media platforms, what are you waiting for? Make sure you are tapped in there so that you can see any updates that come up for our conference and you can stay connected. And we hope that you're visiting our website. You saw how many times I mentioned the website, right? So if you just go to visit aec.org, you'll start seeing all of the things that we have going on in our conference. And something very special is coming up. And I saved this for last for a reason. We, as a conference, are partnering with several institutions to put on our very first health clinic, our free health clinic that's happening in Philadelphia. As you know, we partnered last year with another conference for Reach Baltimore, but now here we are in another city, Philadelphia, August the 8th through the 9th, ready to provide resources and health care to those who are in need. And so we still have room for volunteers. There's still time for you to sign up to be a volunteer, and there is something for everyone to do. You don't have to be a medical professional to be a part of this. However, we are specifically looking for those who have dental services right now, so that specialty is definitely important, but anyone who has a desire can participate. And you can go to our website, visit ac.org/impact Philly to sign up for that. And I hope you've started to see some information. We want to see AEC in the place, being able to serve our community, which is so near and dear to who we are. And we want to give a special shout out to some of our unsung heroes of camp meeting, and those are our ushers. They are faithfully there under the pavilion and the other services, making sure we have what we need. If we need fans, if we need water or other things. So shout out to our ushers. Thanks for all that you do to make the camp meeting experience what it is for those who come here. We see you and we appreciate you. And we just want to give a general shout out to anyone who participated, helped out, attended camp meeting. Thank you. Camp meeting would not be what it is without all of you. It's about us all coming together, fellowshipping, and having a great time as we serve our Lord and Savior. So thank you for your contribution to camp meeting as well. All right, guys, I've said a lot this evening, but I hope you've enjoyed revisiting Camp Meeting with me and also learning about some of the things that are happening in your conference. We'll be back in August, and we thank you for tuning in. Stay blessed, everyone.